The macdaddy and his family are in India right now, and as you can see, they are making total fools of themselves. It's a shame that they have to drag their kids into this spectacle. I mean, look at this. Look at this. They look like total butt kissers. And I don't know what the hell they're doing in India. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think it's good when this family, especially the Mac Daddy, is out of the country. But look at them. I mean, it's a shame. They are just total ass kissers. And the sad part is, well, it's not really sad, but it's kind of funny, but sad for the country, is that the Indians are showing them no respect at all. The Prime Minister, Modi, I mean, look at this again. I can't, who does that? I mean, do you have to do that? That's not necessary. I mean, you all are white, Canadian. You're not Indian. You don't have to do that. Let me see that one more time. Let me see that one more time. No leader would do this. This is total ass-kissing behavior. And they're not getting any respect in return. You see, the Prime Minister of India, Modi, is actually snubbing them. I mean, look at him. Look at him. So desperate to be liked. He's like, please, India. It's like, you know what I don't like about this Mac Daddy, and many liberal white people like him, is that, anytime they are surrounded by brown people or black people or dark-skinned people, or they go to a dark-skinned country, they go so over the top to be liked. And I almost consider it an insult, in my opinion. And, I mean, the Indian people, the Indian government, they're not showing this family any respect. The Prime Minister did not show up at the airport to greet him. In fact, he sent a Minister of Indian Agriculture or something to, I mean, the amount of disrespect. The former Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, that's enough of that. But the former Prime Minister of Canada, Stephen Harper, was in India when he was Prime Minister. And when he was there, and when he landed in India, he got full military reception. He was welcomed like a leader should be welcomed. They showed him respect. And Harper didn't go up off the airplane, I'm an insecure white man who goes to dark-skinned countries and who's so desperate to be liked because of my white guilt, and I'll dress like an Indian and act like an Indian. He didn't do that. He went in a suit and tie. He looked like he does all the time. He got off the plane. He waved like a decent person, and they respected him. He didn't have to. When Donald Trump went to Saudi Arabia, a country where you would think they would not like Trump, they would, you'd think they'd kill him, and they respected him. The king of Saudi Arabia, the king, went to the airport to greet Donald Trump and Melania. And Melania was a woman in Saudi Arabia. She didn't wear any headscarf, any veil, nothing. She went just like how she always is. And the king himself went there. Nobody came to greet this Mac Daddy. And the Prime Minister actually said, Modi, that's his name, the Prime Minister of India, he said, yeah, I'm snubbing Trudeau because, I don't know, I guess he must have thought that Trudeau belittled his country. So let's read a little bit of this Telegraph article from the Telegraph newspaper in the United Kingdom. So Justin Trudeau, who I call the long-haired Mac Daddy, received a lukewarm welcome at the start of his official India visit, with some claiming he had been snubbed by New Delhi over his support of Sikh separatists. Let me tell you something. That's not the reason why he was snubbed. That's not the reason why he was snubbed. And I'll tell you why. You have to understand that many of these countries, especially the third world countries, they understand that most of the world don't agree with a lot of what they believe in. A lot of the world doesn't agree with what they. You see Trump. He was in Saudi Arabia. You think the Saudi king agrees with how Trump was talking in the election? No way. And China and all these other people. But yet, when Trump went to Saudi Arabia, the heartland of Islam, and everybody says Trump is this big anti-Islamophobic person, the king of Saudi Arabia, the actual king, and he didn't have to do it. He's an absolute monarch. In fact, the Saudi king could have had Trump killed the moment he got off that plane. He went to the airport, which he never usually does, and shook Trump's hand and shook Melania's hand. They agreed to disagree, and they respected. The reason why the Indian people and the Indian government are not respecting Trudeau is because he is coming off as an ass kisser, pussy, wimp, beta male. He's acting like one, and there are a lot of white people that do this. They go to these countries where the majority are dark-skinned people, whether it's India or Africa, and they go over the top. They just go over the top to make themselves look like, I don't know if it's white guilt or they're guilty of something or they're just insecure people. They just go over the top. And honestly, people in those countries do not respect that. They don't. Trudeau is trying to do one thing, and the opposite is happening. He's being snubbed. He's being snarked. Nobody cares. Look at this ridiculous fool from Canada. He's off the plane, dressing in Indian clothing. His children are dressing up in. To put his children in that, is a shame as well. But that's not my problem. I don't care. But let me just continue reading a little bit more of this article. After landing on Saturday, Trudeau was received by a junior agricultural minister and only by district officials when he visited the iconic Taj Mahal in Agra a day later. His welcome stands in stark contrast to heads of foreign governments who have been personally received at New Delhi's airport by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, known for his warm public embraces with world leaders. And I'm going to say this again. He was not snubbed because of any Sikh separatist. No, none of that. No, forget about that. That's the media trying to. No, he was snubbed because he was a pussy. It's just like when you go on a date with a girl or you meet a girl and you act so hard to be a pleaser. Eventually, the girl is going to disrespect you. Now, there's a difference between chivalry, good manners, opening the door, and just laying it on too deep. You're so beautiful. I love you. Oh, I used to not like the color pink, but because you like it, oh, I like it. That will get you disrespected. It will get you ghosted. It will get you for her to cancel dates, all that stuff. It's the same thing when dealing with world leaders. The long-haired macdaddy is acting like the desperate, blue-balled boy who is going so out of the top and so out of his way to please the woman. And he's just trying. He will dress like an Indian. He will act like an Indian. He might even, remember Hillary Clinton when she likes to talk, she was talking with a black radio station and they asked her, what does she carry in her purse? And she was like, hot sauce. It's that type of white pleaser mentality. And I'm not criticizing white because many white people don't do that. They are very comfortable with being white. And honestly, I like that. You be comfortable with who you are. And I don't know what his goal is, but he's doing everything the wrong way and he's making Canada look stupid. And finally, I don't know what he's accomplishing in India. Because if the Prime Minister's not even talking to him, Modi is not talking to the macdaddy, then what is his family and him doing in India? I see them at the Taj Mahal. I see them feeding elephants. I see them doing all this. It looks like they're on vacation. That's what it looks like. That looks like vacation photos and pictures that I'm seeing. Me and my family a few months ago went to Florida, and we looked more like we were doing work in Florida than these idiots do. They look like they're on vacation, and who's paying for it? We the taxpayers. The Indian government wants nothing to do with the macdaddy. He's making a total spectacle of himself, playing dress up and clasping his hands off the airplane. Oh, all hail. I'm just going to say it again. If you are white, please do not be the type of white Trudeau kind of person who every time he goes to a dark-skinned country or surrounds himself with dark people, do not try to be an over-pleaser. It's annoying. It pisses us off. It makes you look stupid, and we make fun of you behind your back. Just be yourself. In fact, I think it's more racist when you go out there and you try to over-please and dress and stuff, because you do things wrong and then you offend people. Just be yourself. You don't see Trump going to Saudi Arabia and wearing a turban and Allah. He just goes his way because that's who he is. I mean, why does he have to please? I hate it when these politicians do this. So anyway, that's just something I had to get out. It's bad for Canada. People are laughing at Canada. I mean, people are laughing at our country, which is really sad. We have become a joke and a laughing stock. I mean, when we get dissed by the Indians, there's a problem. There's a huge problem. If I were Trudeau, first of all, I wouldn't have dressed up like that. But even if I did dress up like that and the Prime Minister of India didn't meet me at the airport when he does that with everyone else, I would have hopped my ass right back on that plane and gone right back to Canada and said, to hell with y'all, India. That's what I would have done. This is the Arana Nation.